And I'll say that because I take special care. I supplement with 15,000 IUs of D3. Plus, I take 2 of your Fortify Complete Plus a day. And yet my D levels were disappointingly low.
Now, Bob, are you taking you're not taking 15,000 units every day, are you?
No, that's 15,000 a week.
Okay.
Every other day. Right. I'm taking 5,000 every other day.
All right. So, Bob, certain things can block the absorption of vitamin D. Vitamin A is one of them. Okay. Vitamin A, retinol, palmitate. I doubt if you're taking that, but make sure you're not getting any vitamin A in your diet. All right. Any vitamin A, palmitate, and a supplement. All right. Maybe don't eat a lot of calf liver. All right. So, and some people just can't absorb the vitamin D the way they should in a supplement. And I've preached this before. A little bit of sunshine is important. Now, people that have had a history of melanoma and skin cancers got to be careful with the sun. But most of us can get 20 to 30 minutes of sun between 10 and 2, all right, without any sunscreen, unless, of course, you're an albino or something like that. And the sun, then after you're in the sun, do not go take a shower or bath for 6 to 8 hours because the soap will wash the oils off that are allowing the vitamin D to absorb. My vitamin D levels stay around 85 to 90. My mom, who's 92 years old, she takes 2,000 units of vitamin D3 a day, and she goes out in the sun every day for at least 45 minutes. And her levels were 85 as well. Now, before I took over care of Mom, all right, when she lived, of course, with Dad and, back when he was alive, and they just didn't get out in the sun much. And Mom's vitamin D levels were always around 30, 25 or 30. And that's why Dad had put her on 2,000 units of vitamin D3. And it really didn't help. I mean, for years and years, until I took over her care now and she gets out at the pool or out at the beach, out at the lake and gets sun on a daily basis, her vitamin D3 level has gone through the roof. So still, I recommend a little bit of vitamin D through the sun, not too much. Don't get sunburned. But, 20 to 30 minutes between 10 and 2, try that, and then don't take a shower. You're going to be a little stinky for about 6 to 8 hours. But then you can take a shower with soap, and that allows the oils to absorb.
Well, that's right. I do what I can. I pretty much work outside all the time.
Right.
And my numbers, 10 years ago, were up around 89 to 94, which is where I wanted them.
Right.
But I got home from work yesterday, and my wife hollered at me. She walked into the bedroom while I was changing clothes, and my back sunburned right through my shirt.
Uh-huh.
Now, it was not a rosy red sunburn.
Sure.
I'm not trying to say that, but where the yolk of my shirt was pasty white like it always is. And my upper shoulders to my waist were noticeably pink.
Right
through my shirt.
So, but what could be happening is the clothing is blocking a lot of the vitamin D, and you're not getting it on your torso. So if you could literally, this sounds crazy because most of us don't tan anymore as we get older. But if you could put minimal clothing on, lay on your back, ground barefooted, and lay in the sun with just shorts on for 20 minutes, getting it on your torso. All right. That's your stomach, your shoulders, your chest, your thighs. Then maybe, just maybe, those vitamin D levels would go up. I would try that. Remember, 20 minutes. That's all you need, 20 minutes.
Yep. All right. Well, we'll give her a shot. Thanks, Dr. Lange. I really appreciate your input.
All right, Bob. You take care. And, of course, we want a picture of that. All right. You're listening to Ask the Doctor. I'm your host, Dr. Michael Lange of the Lange Eye Institute and Fortify Vitamins, here every Saturday morning live to answer any and all questions you may have regarding your vision, eye care, or a nutritionally related topic. I've been hosting Ask the Doctor since April of 1993. You can pick me up globally all over social media. A lot of you watching me on social media right now. And we're on a whole host of radio stations throughout the United States. So if you got a question, give me a call at 1-877-969-8600. If you'd like to call and set up an appointment to see me personally or any of my doctors at the Lange Eye Institute, the phone number for the Lange Eye Institute is 352-753-4014. That's 352-753-4014. 866-889-4014. One more time, I'm going to give you the phone number now for Fortify Vitamins. Write this down. I'll give it to you twice. Fortify Vitamins in Ocala. You can call and speak to Doc Hall. Doc Hall is a PhD in clinical nutrition. He's a guru in the sports nutrition world, so his consultations are actually free. You can call Fortify Vitamins at 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746. All right, don't forget to check everything out at fortify.com. Also, go to my personal website and go to the blog section. Check some things out. It's drmichaellange.com. Simply drmichaellange.com. Go to the blog section and scroll down. Read what I think about nuts and seeds. Read what I think about fruits and vegetables. Read about the Lange Survival Diet. All of you will benefit from the Lange Survival Diet. Today is Detox Saturday. We're going to talk about the Lange Survival Diet in more detail in a minute. Most of us are toxic. The Lange Survival Diet is a good way to detox over time. Pollutants, synthetic chemicals, heavy metals, processed food, arsenic, mercury, glyphosates, etc., are in the typical diet that we consume. Now, our body, I got to admit, is a very sophisticated machine. We're a detoxifying machine. Our liver, our kidneys, our digestive system, our skin, our lungs, our colon, all this is responsible for detoxifying. But we can optimize our detoxification system through proper diet, all right? Stop boozing all the alcohol. A lot of you, excess alcohol causes a fatty liver. It causes liver damage. If you're not getting enough sleep, if you're not getting 6 to 8 hours of sleep, you're going to have problems, all right? You develop a waste product in the brain called beta amyloid plaque, which increases your chance of Alzheimer's and macular degeneration. The blue light from the computer, the iPad, all of that is creating problems. It's causing melatonin from the pineal gland to drop, and you're not sleeping well. So wearing lenses that filter the blue light, like Blue Light Defense or Blue Light Shield. Taking a supplement I developed called Fortify Focus that has lutein, zeaxanthin, and astaxanthin. It improves the macular pigment density, filtering out the harmful blue light. Drink a lot more water. You see, I'm drinking a water, my favorite water on the market. It's called Wata water. It's the only polarized positive charge water on the market. You got to drink more water. Remember, if you drink a lot of water, it helps with urination, respiration, and sweating. All of this is very beneficial. You can get into a sauna and steam room. That helps you detoxify. We're going to talk about a lot of other things that help you detoxify in just a minute, but we're going back to the phones. Steve in Bradenton, good morning. Thanks for holding.
Good morning, sir. When's the next time you're going racing?
Well, when they let the spectators come back in, I'm going back racing. I mean, last time I think I told you I raced and there wasn't a spectator in the stands. And, you know, one thing about racing is an adrenaline, the speed, but also it's a little bit of an ego trip, you know, having a lot of people watching, coming over, talking to you about the cars and stuff like that. It's just, I'm going to wait. They're starting to let people in, so probably very soon. We'll let you know. I'll let everybody know ahead of time because a lot of you come out and watch me race. So maybe Road Atlanta, Virginia, New Orleans, Sebring, Daytona, who knows? Something I would say in the near future.
It's probably the same in all sports, wouldn't you say, the interaction?
It is. It is. I mean, think about it. You know, playing the Super Bowl without any people in the stands, that would be kind of interesting. To say the least.
Yeah, wrestling on TV with no fans is kind of a weird thing to see. You know?
Right.
What's your feeling on these egg whites that come in a carton? It comes in like a milk carton, and you just put them in the skillet and fry them up.
I think they're very convenient. I think, especially if they come from organic, sources, I think it's fine. You know, egg white is a great source of protein. However, it doesn't have all the other nutrients, all right? There's a lot of things in the yolk that are very good for you, all right? And so the yolk is not as bad as people think. Eggs are a power food, okay? They really are. Eggs are a power food, but everything in moderation. I don't want you to eat an egg omelet every day. That's why I talked about, one day having a smoothie, one day having an egg omelet, one day having those groats, those sprouted buckwheat granola. So, eggs 2-3 times a week is absolutely fine, and you can have the yolks, all right? I think there's a lot of misleading information about there. A lot of people eat a lot of eggs, and it doesn't affect their cholesterol at all. And now some healthcare providers would beg to differ, but I think the association with dietary cholesterol and cholesterol isn't as prominent as once thought. Okay.
I think that was probably 20, 30, 40 years ago. People got the bad rap with the eggs, you know.
That's true.
My eye question today is, my neighbor was telling me about, he read something about in Japan, they're using electrical stimulus to make people see that have a bad optic nerve, and they're getting peripheral vision, but they're not getting the center vision, but they're trying to work on that. Are you familiar with these tests at all?
Well, there's a lot of things like microcurrent stimulation that is being used to try to help people. Some of that works a little bit, and there's a lot of interesting technology using stem cells and using kind of like a bionic eye, all right, if you will, where they put a microchip in the retina and then they connect it with a lead wire to the visual cortex. So literally, we will be able to take blind people and make them see down the road, all right? They're doing something similar to that now. They're not getting great vision, but they're getting some semblance of vision. So we're on the right path. It's just going to take a little longer, but in our lifetime, Steve, it will happen. I
feel like I'm running out of time here. They better hurry up.
You just got to hang in there,
All
my
right.
friend.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Right, Steve.
You being there.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, take care.
All right, you're listening to Ask the Doctor. I'm your host, Dr. Michael Lange, Dr. Michael P. Lange, P for Paul. If you got a question, give me a holler at 1-877-969-8600. We're waiting for the first call from Nashville, Tennessee. That's the newest station we're on. We're on a whole host of stations for, close to 30 years, but the Nashville, I think it's WLAC or WCLA. I'm not sure which one it is. 1510 AM, 98.3 FM. But I know it's a mega station in Nashville, the home of country music. Give us a call at 877-969-8600. And we're going to go back to the phones. Let's go to Mary in Palm Harbor. Mary, good morning. Thanks for holding.
Hey, doctor. Hi. I have RA, and I just had an eye exam, and the doctor recommended the LipiFlow treatment. But I was wondering if you don't have it done, could it damage my eye in the future? Or, right now I don't have any tears at all when I cry. I don't have any tears.
Right. So I would recommend...
I'm always afraid to do things. I don't know. I'm always sort of hesitant.
Sure. So let me talk about that. I always recommend, before recommending LipiFlow, or one I even like better than LipiFlow is called iLux, and those are about $500 to $600. LipiFlow is a little bit more expensive. They're both good procedures. What they do, they heat up the meibomian glands and express them. So it opens up the meibomian glands, allowing you to have a much healthier tear film. But I always recommend trying first 4 things. A, clean your lids, all right? Clean them with something like OcuSoft or Oasis Lids and Lashes or even baby shampoo. Clean them and heat them. Hot washcloth or something like the Brooder mask, and heat them up, 3 times a day for about 10 minutes. And while you're heating them, massage the lids. That can open up those glands. And then I developed something called advanced dry eye therapy. I'm holding it up if you're watching me on social media right now. It's in a box. You open the box up, and there's 3 supplements in it. There's a bottle of Fortify Super Omega, one of Fortify Focus, and one of Black Currant Seed Oil. And those 3 combined, along with the hot compresses and the lid scrubs, actually help to open those meibomian glands. And I don't do as much of these procedures anymore, like iLux or LipiFlow, as long as these patients follow this natural protocol. If you follow that natural protocol and you try it for a month, chances are you're going to do quite well. Then, if you've tried this, all right, heating them, cleaning them, and nutrification, and you still have problems, then certainly LipiFlow or iLux is a good option, all right, especially if you can afford it. Remember, those are 2 procedures that are not covered by your insurance, and they range in price anywhere from $500 to $1,000. How much are they charging you for that?
They said $600 for one eye for the LipiFlow.
So $1,200 for both, yeah.
But if you don't get it done, is it bad for... I'm going to try what you just said about cleaning and all that, but if you don't get a procedure done like that in the future, can your eye get damaged more?
Well, if you have a really chronic dry eye and they don't treat it correctly, you can develop some scar tissue and have some problems, absolutely. But using a good lubricant also Most of the lubricating eye drops you buy over the counter are, quite frankly, garbage, all right? The two best on the market, in my opinion, are Oasis Tears Plus and Fresh Coat. And you can buy both of those through your doctor's office. You can get all of this on our website at fortify.com.
I bought the Fresh Coat. The problem I have is the container.
Right.
Sometimes the container doesn't squeeze out easily. I find
that's true. And that's because it's in a preservative-free bottle. So it's one of the only preservative-free dropper bottles that makes it more difficult to come out. So it's not in those individual vials, because some people complain about the individual vials, and now some people complain about the dropper bottle. So it's hard for them to get it where it has no preservatives in it, and it's in a delivery system that makes everybody happy. Yeah, you just got to squeeze it a little bit harder, and especially if you have any arthritis, all right? Then it's much more difficult with RA. It's much more difficult to squeeze that bottle. I know where you're coming from. So you could try the Oasis Tears Plus. They come in individual vials, and they're easy to squeeze.
You know what? When you first put in an eye drop like that, and there's a little burning sensation, does that mean something like your eye is excessively dry, perhaps, or something?
It does mean they're very dry when they burn like that. And a good idea is to put them in the refrigerator. If you put them in the refrigerator, then it's cooling when it hits the surface of your epithelium of your cornea, and it really helps even cut inflammation better. So I always say put your artificial tears in the refrigerator. So, Mary, I want you to try the hot compresses 3 times a day for 10 minutes, lid scrubs right before you go to bed, all right? Try maybe the Oasis Tears Plus, or try to squeeze the bottle a little bit more firmly with the Fresh Coat, and maybe purchase the Fortify Advanced Dry Eye Therapy, or at least look online and see what's in it and buy those nutrients, whether it's through Fortify or somebody else. It'll be difficult to find that exact ratio, especially at the price that we have. So try all that for a month, and then keep me posted. Let me know, all right? But also, I certainly recommend following your doctor's advice, all right? So this is for educational purposes only. But you got to follow your doctor's advice as well. And I think the LipiFlow is definitely a good procedure, or iLux, either one of those, okay?
Do you think the minimum omega max in your products there is that? Should I just start with that, the requirement, or should I increase it? Because I do have it so bad, I guess, the dry eye. Should I keep it 2 a day on your Omega Max? I think that's what it says on the bottle.
I think that's fine. How much do you weigh?
I weigh 155.
Yep, 2 a day's plenty. 2 a day's plenty.
Okay.
More's not necessarily better, okay?
Oh, okay.
All right, Mary. You take care.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. All right, you're listening to Ask the Doctor. I'm your host. Give me a holler. Phone lines are open, 1-877-969-8600. Maybe you've been debating on having LASIK surgery and you want to know what your alternatives are. Maybe you want to know if you can wear contacts and you're 85 years old, all right? Or maybe you want to know what foods to eat to actually slow down the aging in your body. Give me a holler, 1-877-969-8600. You're listening to Ask the Doctor. I'm your host. One more time, 1-877-969-8600. So today, starting off, I said it's Detox Saturday, and we talked about things to do to help decrease the toxic waste in your body. So cut back on your alcohol, sleep more, drink more water, go in a sauna or a steam room, eat less processed foods, less sugar, all right? More fruits and vegetables, preferably organically grown fruits and vegetables. Nobody eats enough fruits and vegetables. And that's one of the reasons I invented and created the organic blue-green superfood. This is 12 different superfoods that are all certified organic, gluten-free, and FODMAP-free. That means if you have IBS, you can take it. FODMAP-free means it doesn't have any of the fruits and vegetables that ferment and cause a lot of bloating. And you can get that on the website at fortify.com. Improve your gut health, okay? This is crucial. Nobody talks about it. Your doctors don't tell you about how to improve your gut health. It starts with chewing food first. Chew each meal 30 times. The amylase in your saliva, that's an enzyme, starts to act on the food. Eat some fermented foods at least every other day, something like kefir or yogurt or sauerkraut or miso soup or Korean cabbage. That's, what is that called? Kimchi. Some kind of fermented food. If you're going to have Miso soup, make sure it's organic miso soup. That's the only time I allow you to have soy. You can take some probiotics, all right? Fortify makes probiotic bacteria. It's very good. And you can take enzymes prior to each cooked meal. All right, we're going back to the phones. I think Steve in Clearwater has been waiting patiently. Steve, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, this is just a suspicion, but I bet you'll agree with me. Maybe you won't. Vitamin D is actually 6 forms. It's D1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And,
Right.
you know, you never hear about the other ones. And I suspect that even if you take vitamin D3, which is fine, and it's good for a lot of things, there's probably some things in the sunshine acquisition of vitamin D that's a little bit different in the chemistry than the oral form. And I would suspect that even if you take the oral form, you might benefit in some way by getting some of it by the sun. Now, I don't know that, but I just have a suspicion that that's true.
I think you're right. I think you're right, Steve, because everybody that I see, everybody I deal with, all of my patients that get sunshine, their vitamin D levels at 25 hydroxy test are always higher than when they're just taking supplements by themselves.
I totally agree with it. And the sun's so good for many other things. Kind of gotten a bad rap over the years, but
right.
It really is. And it actually helps you go to sleep, because if you get, this is why I think if you ought to get, you know, the blue light you say is so bad for your eyes.
Right.
I think that it's been shown that if you get a little bit of blue light, it will induce enzymes in the retina, which will antioxidant enzymes, and you are exposed to the blue light for maybe a half hour, but those enzymes stay in, so the total protection is greater than the damage from the half hour. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. And I agree with that, too. A little blue light is good because that helps with our circadian rhythm of sleep. And so you don't want to block it all the time. A long time ago, years and years ago, they had these blue blocking glasses. They were bright orange, and they blocked all the blue light. You couldn't see blue light. If you looked at something blue, it looked black. Well, and people wore those, they got really, really tired all the time, because what happens is that, you know, you would think you're outside in the dark in the morning, and your melatonin levels would just start to be saturating your brain, and people would get really, really tired. And they had some implants that came out years ago that filtered out the blue light, and a lot of my patients were getting very tired with those blue filtering implants because it was blocking basically too much of the blue light.
Yeah, everything's a balance.
Yep.
You know, it's the way it goes. And if I think sometimes we have to realize that we don't. I think, you know, from being a doctor, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. And
Amen.
That's one thing I've done. Whenever I study something or pick up a subject or research it, I have more questions at the end of my reading than I do before. So it's the way it goes. Okay, well, thank you. God bless you. And welcome, Nashville. Glad to have you.
All right, Steve. Thanks for the call, buddy. Take care.
Bye.
Yep. All right. So talking a little bit more about blue light, the computer I'm on right now, I got 4 computers in me, 2 iPhones, an iPad, and a laptop, you know, all streaming me social media all over the world. So I get a lot of exposure to blue light. I do take Fortify Focus. I take 2 a day. Fortify Focus is a combination of lutein, zeaxanthin isomers, and astaxanthin. It's the power of eating an abundant amount of marigold flowers, spinach, kale, orange bell peppers, goji berries, and wild Alaskan salmon in this one little pill. I'm 58 years old now, and I don't need reading glasses. I take 2 of these a day. There's definite proof that shows that astaxanthin at 6 milligrams, and remember, I'm taking 12 because I'm doubling it, improves the focusing ability in your eye. And that's why we call it Fortify Focus. So all of you that are on a computer a lot, any type of digital app, Fortify Focus is something I highly recommend. I mean, we got hundreds of thousands of people taking this all over the world now, and we get so many positive testimonials. This is also great for your skin, and it's great for muscle endurance and muscle recovery, not just your eyes. But it targets the back of the eye and the front of the eye. These carotenoids cross the blood-retinal barrier and get into the eye. If you go to our website, fortify.com, look at Fortify Focus. Look at all the research, all the studies on it. You'd be amazed. And use a code SHOW25 to get 25% off on this right now. So it's very inexpensive. SHOW25. detox25 is the promo code, and you'll get 25% off on the Fortify Focus or any of the Fortify products at fortify.com. All right, we're getting loaded up. We need to take some more calls. Let's go to Kelly in Tampa first. Kelly, good morning.
Good morning. I have a question about vitamin and supplements. My father, who's 76, recently did a voluntary test. His doctor had, his primary care doctor had suggested for his arteries, and the test came back high for like calcium in his arteries. Mm-hmm. He's reluctant. He doesn't take any medications at all. He's reluctant to start now. So we were looking at, nutrients that might be helpful to reduce that plaque buildup in his arteries. One of the ones that came back was turmeric. And my question is it better to have that in a supplement form, or should he be drinking it, or is there something else he should maybe look at?
Yeah, so there's a lot of good things. I mean, number one, if your calcium score is very high, it does increase your risk of plaque building up in your arteries, increases your risk of potential vascular problems like heart attacks and strokes, and strokes in the eye as well. So number one, adjusting his diet is crucial, all right? I would go on something like the Lange survival diet, all right? And if he goes on that Lange survival diet and some exercise, weight management, all of this will help. Now, curcumin is the active component of turmeric. And so curcumin, the problem with curcumin is most curcumin does not absorb well, okay? So you got to take a lot of it to get the benefits. And also curcumin acts like a COX-2 inhibitor. It can block a specific enzyme that's responsible for blood clotting and for fever. So anytime people are on high dosages of curcumin or even things like ginger, I always recommend kind of tapering on and off. So maybe on 5 days, off 2. Or on 3 weeks, off 1 week, all right? So you kind of taper on and taper off. But I think curcumin and turmeric are great supplements because they act as a great antioxidant and a great anti-inflammatory. But there's not a lot of them that absorb. Some people use biopreme, that's black pepper extract, to help it absorb. Some people use phospholipids with it. There's one made by Omni Actives called curcumin. And curcumin, according to their studies, is 48 times more bioavailable than the next best thing out there. So look at, do a little research on Google for bioavailability of curcumin and turmeric. But I think that's a good idea. Also, coconut oil is very good, believe it or not. Coconut oil has some good fats, medium-chain triglycerides and lauric acid that are very protective for the brain and for the retina, all right? Many studies indicate this. So I would cook in coconut oil. As we get older, it's probably not a bad idea to add some coconut oil to your smoothie that you make. Coconut oil, but make sure it's organic, extra virgin coconut oil. Has some amazing health benefits. It has things called ketones in there that help with brain functioning, all right? And it does not elevate cholesterol. So try some of the things that we discussed and then keep me posted.
Thank you so much.
All right, take care. Bye-bye, Kelly. All right, you're listening to Ask the Doctor, 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. Remember, this is for educational purposes only, never replaces your doctor's advice. All right, let's go back to the phones. I think Columbus, Georgia's on hold. Eric in Columbus, Georgia, good morning.
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
Same old thing, just another day.
I know that's right. I got a quick question. About once or twice a week, I wake up with red eyes. And I've been using Lumify. Right. I was just wondering what your thoughts are on that product.
Well, I like Lumify a lot better than the other red eye relievers because actually Lumify is it's Alpha-GAN, it's bromomidine, a very weak dosage of it, and it actually has been shown to have some neuroprotective properties for the optic nerve. So it's actually a pretty safe and a pretty good over-the-counter medication. All right. But I wouldn't use it overly, like anything else, everything in moderation. So if you use it, 2-3 times a week, I think you're fine, okay? But, Eric, what you got to do, we got to figure out why your eye is red in the morning, okay?
Right.
And so maybe if you're drinking too much, smoking too much, staying up too late, if your eyes are really dry, if you have a lot of allergies, if you're in a dusty, dirty environment during the day, we got to find out why your eyes are red. One of the simplest things to do, anybody can do this, I can recommend this to anybody without seeing them, is using a good unpreserved artificial tear. The two that we have on our website and that we sell through our offices that I like the best are Oasis Tears Plus and Fresh Coat. And I would recommend always using those before using Lumify because your eyes could be just dry, all right? They could be irritated from other reasons. And so we don't want to get addicted, so to speak, to something that's getting rid of the red eye, okay? It's kind of like nose spray. You know, if you have a clogged nose, your sinuses are blocked, and you use over-the-counter, Afrin and neosynephrine, sometimes you got to continuously use it so you can breathe. So you don't want to get addicted to it, all right? So don't use it too much, but I think it's very safe, and I think it's a very good drop to get rid of the redness. It's the best one on the market for sure. And long-term use probably won't hurt you, but I don't think there's enough studies out there proving that yet, okay?
Yes, sir. All right, well, I'll check that out, and that's really all I had the question.
All right, take care, Eric. Have a good one.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Columbus, Georgia. We're getting closer to Tennessee, so we're still waiting for a Nashville, Tennessee call. 1-877-969-8600. 1-877-969-8600. Remember, if you have dry eyes and you want a natural approach to your dry eye and you live in the Nashville area, go see Dr. Walter Choate at Choate Eye Care. Tell him you heard Dr. Lange talking about you and ask the doctor. He's a good man and he knows his stuff. He also handles a lot of the Fortify products. He does the LipiFlow, and he does a lot of different procedures that are natural approaches for dry eye. Of course, we do all that at the Lange Eye Institute as well. All right. Before we take the next call, I just want to mention, the typical foods that everybody's intaking right now, the typical diet has what we call FODMAPs. Those are fruits and vegetables that have things in it that actually ferment and cause bloating in the gut. Everybody has oxalates that cause kidney stones. Gluten, that's not the best thing in the world. Lots of environmental toxins and heavy metals and arsenic. Lectins, which are terrible for the gut. Phytic acid, that's an anti-nutrient. It blocks the absorption of minerals and some vitamins. Phytoestrogens, which are in wine. It's in flaxseed, chia seeds. That make you a girly man if you're a man because it makes your testosterone drop. Alkaloids are very bad. Those are nightshades, cause inflammation of your joints. Protease inhibitors. Anyway, these things are bad. It's in the typical meal that you're eating. I guarantee it. So the Lange Survival Diet, I've taken all of that in consideration, taken all the foods that have all of this stuff in it out. So there's not a lot of food you can eat, right? You can eat one stalk of broccoli, and that's it. No, I'm just teasing. So look up Lange Survival Diet on Google or go to drmichaellange.com. Go to the blog section, scroll down, go to Lange Survival Diet. Follow that diet. If you're overweight, follow it to the T for 1 week, and I guarantee you're going to feel better and you're going to look better. All right, we're going back to the phones. We're getting loaded up. Let's go to Howard in Palm Harbor. Howard, good morning. Thanks for holding.
Good morning, and thank you for taking my call.
My pleasure.
Okay, I am a veteran from North Korea and Nam.
Wow.
And I was a prisoner in North Korea, and I got beat bad in the back of the neck, and it broke all the discs back there.
Right.
And the VA put in 4 new discs with a titanium shield, but it still left me with extreme nerve damage and extreme tremors in both hands.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be fed. I can't write. I can't do anything. Is there something the VA put me on something, on 2 of them, but neither one worked for me. They put me on the most last one was called Primadone.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of it?
Yeah, I've heard of that, but I just don't know a lot about that. This definitely is not my area of expertise, all right?
Okay.
I think the VA has probably got your best interest, and they got some amazing doctors at the VA, especially if you're in this Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, they take care of me down at Bay Pines.
Right, good. That's an amazing facility. I would, whatever they're doing, I would follow their advice, and I want to thank you for serving our country. Wow.
Yeah,
how old are you? Howard, how old are you?
I'll be 87 September the 9th.
Ah, you're still a young thing.
Yeah.
Well,
but I can't walk, but I'm wheelchair bound. My nurse comes to me 5 days a week and helps me and fills out all my bills. I can't write.
Right.
In Canada, nerve damage. And feeding, don't ask what I have to go through. I have to eat like a dog with my face down in the bowl.
That sounds tough. That's a tough thing to go through. And at least you have a good support system through the VA. And it sounds like you got some good nurses working with you.
Well, guess how many pills I take a day?
I imagine quite a few.
Would you believe 48 pills a day?
Wow. And you listen to me on the radio, I see.
Yep. I put on 860. That's my favorite station. But sometimes I shake so bad I can't get the station in.
Well, you gotta call somebody to tune the station in for you then.
Well, I have it tuned in today myself. It took me a half hour to get it.
Oh, jeez.
And I have an old Panasonic biphonic radio from 1968.
Wow, that's probably worth some money. You could probably sell that on eBay for a lot of money.
Well, I don't have a computer, I don't have a tablet,
right,
and I don't have a cell phone. I'm talking to you, doctor, on my wired home phone.
Wow, you got one of those regular phones. My kids probably don't even know what a regular phone looks like.
Yeah, well, that's the only thing I can use. I did have a flip phone, but I was messing up pushing those buttons.
Right.
This one here supplies me with big buttons, and it's a good company because if somebody tries to call and scam me, it comes up potential spam.
Right. Well, that's kind of cool. Howard.
Yeah, it's an ID caller.
Right.
It checks IDs and everything.
Sure.
And for the eyes, I've been using Refresh. Mm-hmm. It's like a gel for the eyes. Have you ever heard of it?
Absolutely. Refresh comes in drops and gel drops. And so the drops during the day, the gel drops at night, that'll help your dry eye because I guarantee it's 86. You got some dry eyes going on there. So you can use those. You can use those lubricants as much as you want, Howard. And I appreciate the call. I want you to tune in every week as you can and give us a call periodically and give us an update. And I want you to hang in there. I'm going to say a prayer for you, and you're gonna hang in there, okay, Howard?
Yeah.
All right. Take care.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, you're listening to Ask the Doctor. We're getting ready to take another call. If you got a question, 1-877-969-8600. We got a lot of great people listening to this show. We really do. And I think it's D. Somebody is on the next line. Maybe we lost them. So we had a few people on hold. I promise I'll take your call immediately. Call me back at 1-877-969-8600. All right. I got a few minutes here. I want to talk about something. This is my baby. I'm holding it up in front of you. It's called Fortify Fit, the ultimate muscle fuel. All right. I worked on this for 2.5 years, and I worked on it really for me, my family, my mom, my dad, who just couldn't wait until it got developed. I mean, he died last year at 90. All right. But I wanted to develop something for anybody at any age. So my young kids, as well as my elderly family members and my patients, something that is based on true clinical science, evidence-based science that can help to build muscle strength and endurance at any age. And I put the 10 latest sports nutrients that work synergistically together all in one. It's called Fortify Fit Ultimate Muscle Fuel. It's a daily pre- and post-workout nutritional supplement to aid in muscle synthesis, strength, and endurance. So what I did, we took therapeutic levels, all the studied amount levels of collagen protein, creatine, L-glutamine, D-ribose, betaine anhydrose, L-citrulline, cluster dextrin, which is the number one best carbohydrate on the market, velocitol, branch-chain amino acids, and asteryl astaxanthin. Nobody in the industry to this day has taken those 10 nutrients and combined them into one sports nutrient that has no artificial flavors in it. This is naturally flavored using organic stevia and organic erythritol. There is no sucralose, there is no aspartame, there is no carrageenan, there is no soy. It actually tastes very good. It comes in 2 flavors. Strawberry watermelon is one flavor, and fruit punch is the other flavor. And for this to work efficiently, or to work the best, it was designed to take 1 scoop before you work out, 1 scoop after you work out. As you see, this is a big, big bottle. It's going to be about half this size because in manufacturing, we made a mistake. We put it in too large a bottle, so when you order it, it looks like you're only getting half full, okay? Let me take one quick call from Nashville. I think we got about a minute and a half left. Let's go back to the calls. John in Nashville, thanks for holding.
Yep, thanks. How you doing?
All right, John, how are you?
Okay, good. I got dry eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean real dry. I have to use Refresh eye drops 3 or 4 times a night if I wake up.
Okay,
what do I do?
So I started the program off earlier talking about a product I actually developed, a nutritional product, and you look at it on the website. It's called Fortify Advanced Dry Eye Therapy. And I've been doing this for a long time. I have one of the largest dry eye practices in the country in the Villages, okay? And so this is a combination of omega-3, Fortify Focus, and black currant seed oil. It works synergistically together at helping reduce the symptomology of your dry eye. But you combine this with hot compresses 3 times a day, lid scrubs right before bedtime. You got to clean your lids right before bed, and using a good artificial tear. The best artificial tears are Oasis Tears Plus and Fresh Coat. John, what I want you to do is go to fortify.com, go to the information I've written on dry eye, and see what it has. Okay, with that, we're about out of time, okay?
Okay, thanks.
All right, thanks, John. All right, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Remember, if you're not happy with the eye care that you're getting, get a second opinion. Certainly come to see us at the Lange Eye Institute. With that, have a great day. God bless you.